I am one with my beloved I Am Presence. And Holy Christ Self, my personalities, body elemental, and new spirit. All parts of my being are in balance, harmony, and alignment, and I am fully contained within my heart diamond and Metatron's cosmic egg. I am now ready for today's message. Greetings, beloveds. Joy, joy, and more joy I send to each and every one of you, this day and every day. For I know that if you are truly joyful, everything in your life will be so much easier. You will find yourself living in a flow of love and light that comes forth when you live in that state of joy. The best and easiest way to get into that state is, as always, to unite with your very own I Am Presence. I will insist upon this over and over again. And there is something else that I wish to encourage you to do in order that you might not only be able to experience this state of joy, but to sustain it within you. It is easier to experience it during your times of quiet meditation, but it is most necessary to be able to experience it during your times of activity. And so what I want to encourage you to do today and every day is to connect with me or your own divine I Am Presence, or lift your consciousness to connect with any of your beloved ascended masters, angels or archangels. For as I have said before, just as when you connect with one divine quality, you raise your consciousness into the level where all of them exists, in the same way, when you connect with any divine being, you raise your consciousness into the realms where they all exist. Even if you are not able to experience the highest realms, for example, the realms in which I exist, you can get a very small taste of them, and you can raise yourself out of the depressing and lowering frequencies of the third dimension simply by connecting with me. If you connect with the Elohim or the archangels, you may not be able to experience the realms in which they exist. But by connecting, even in a small way, with their frequencies, you are raising yours. So every time you do this, beloveds, you are raising your frequencies just a little bit more. And if you do this regularly, you will be gaining your momentum. Momentum is a wondrous thing, beloveds. Christmas has found that when she starts drinking water early in the day, the momentum that she obtains makes it much easier to continue drinking water throughout the day. And even more importantly, she is discovering that as she maintains her connection with me after her morning meditation, it gets much easier to maintain that connection throughout the day. Momentum starts with an initial impulse of energy. This is why I have asked you to do a morning meditation. To get that initial impulse of connecting with me and your divine self, and raising your frequencies to a higher level. Then, if you start right away, continuing with this effort of connection, your momentum will build quickly. And you will find it easier to maintain it as the day goes on. It is as if you have planted a seed into your unconscious mind by doing this. And so your unconscious begins to work with you instead of against you. It will remind you to make the connection again and again as you go about your day. Christmas is also finding that as she is able to maintain this conscious connection with me and with her own I Am presence, that her energy level skyrockets. She is guided from activity to activity in a wondrous flow. This is the life you are designed and intended to have, beloveds. It really doesn't take much work. It simply takes remembering to make this connection with your divine self. The rest of it flows from your divine self. The guidance and the energy will flow freely and limitlessly from your I Am presence as you do this. And then, of course, the result is that your joy grows tremendously. The joy comes not from the doing. The joy comes from being one with the divine. Having things performed efficiently and in harmony with divine will is simply a secondary byproduct of the connection. A happy one, indeed, but it is not the essential result of being connected to your I Am presence. So especially as you listen to my words, maintain a portion of your consciousness on your breath, on breathing in your divine self. Or, if you prefer, do a kind of mantra in your head. You can say, I am one with my I Am presence. You can say, I Am presence, merge with me more and more with every breath. What you can say is up to you, beloveds. The words are not important. What is important is your intention to connect with your I Am presence consciously. If the words become automatic and only words, then they will have no power whatsoever. But if the words are spoken or thought with loving intent, and the conscious effort of connection is made, then the words can serve as an anchor and as a reminder, and they will keep you connected. Just be vigilant that the true connection is always there, and that it doesn't become just words. And then you will know the joy of your true nature. You will experience it. You will become it, beloveds. You will become joy. And then you will radiate it out in a permanent fashion everywhere around you. And everyone will be blessed by your presence. Wouldn't that be the most wondrous Christmas present of all to give? The joy of your divine being. Let it flow, beloveds. Become joy, and you will be glad that you did. I thank you for listening. I love and bless you always. I am Metatron.